E. coli is a bacterium that gets a lot of bad press. In fact, there are types of E. coli that can be found living inside us without causing harm. On rare occasions, though, we come into contact with types of E. coli that can produce disease. And one such type is E. coli 0157. And this is it, growing here on a jelly medium where each of these colonies comprises perhaps 1,000 million bacterial cells. It can cause painful diarrhea in humans, but most of the 1,000 or so people affected in the United Kingdom each year get better. In a small minority, though, there can be damage to the blood and kidneys that can be life-threatening. What sets this organism apart from its harmless cousins is that E. coli 0157 can stick tightly to the lining of the gut and produce a toxin that shuts down body processes. To understand how humans become infected with E. coli 0157, we need to leave the laboratory and come here to the farm. And more specifically, we need to come here, since E. coli 0157 can be found living in the intestines of about 1 in 20 cattle and 1 in 50 sheep. To be infected, some of this has to end up in our mouths. Now that may sound unlikely, but as few as 100 E. coli 0157 are able to start an infection. And in the feces of these animals, there may be as many as 100,000 for every gram of excreted waste. If the meat is not fully cooked or the milk is not pasteurized, there's a risk we may become infected. The risks don't end with animal products, because farm slurry used to fertilize the land can contaminate the plants that we eat, and water running off contaminated pasture can become infectious. Even patting a friendly calf like this one could leave you with traces of E. coli 0157 on your skin. But here's the good news. E. coli 0157 is easily killed with detergent and by heating. So washing our hands and by thoroughly cooking our food, we can control the risk of infection.